a sitting senator. I don't know. I think we need to bump up the senator's pay, obviously, or lower some other people's pay. 750, Linda Ibanez, deputy of DPW, joining us. Thanks, Linda. Sorry for the delay. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's
where
just
do we
go.
start?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and we'll start with the busing plan, Linda. I know that public health is now involved in helping develop this. So how close are we with, face to face for public schools scheduled to start on Monday?
Okay, we submitted our busing safety plan to public health to accommodate all the public, private, and non-charter schools. So what I understand from yesterday, our plan is a go. They would share it with the other stakeholders. So we're ready. We're just waiting for the confirmation date of GDOE. We started busing Monday, Academy, Mount Carmel, and Father Janus.
What are the differences between the way you're busing the kids now with the new plan compared to how it was before?
So we're continuing to transport students. When we pick them up, they start from the rear to the front. The seating capacity is based on our bus pack. So if it's 80%, so we have an 84 passenger bus, there'll be 64 student ridership. If there's a 77, it's 61. And then 60 passengers are 48 student ridership. So if, for instance, in the morning, if we exceed the student ridership, we would communicate to our supervisors, school bus drivers, to send another bus to transport the students to their district school. Okay. So if the passengers exceed the maximum on their school bus ridership, we would send another bus, deploy another bus to get the students.
So before it was like 100%? Before?
So it was full capacity, but like we said, 1 week it was a learning curve. So we made adjustments. So now that the student safety plan is approved by public health, that's our guidelines and our protocol.
No temperature checks or anything like that before the student gets on the bus?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you.
No safety, temperature checks or anything like that before students get on the bus?
So, no, we're just asking. Our mandatory is make sure your kids are well, of course. If they're sick, please, we advise them to stay home, wear a mask, hand sanitize. That's the requirements before they get on the bus. We would have a same seating arrangement with the same household if they're living in, especially siblings. They would seat together. We would group them together in the school buses.
Since the start of the school year, have any bus drivers tested positive for COVID?
No. If they did, it was on the first wave, and that was through community spread, but it wasn't through our to the department or to transporting students.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by first wave?
And last year, that's when we first had several bus drivers contact the virus.
Is there a protocol in the event that a child who's visibly sick tries to enter the bus?
Yeah, so that's the issue that we encounter. That's the responsibility and liability of the school bus drivers, right? So we would contact the schools, and like I said, we procured some radio communication for our bus drivers to work with their supervisors and the dispatchers to address those kind of issues if we encounter them during our bus route. So we'll work closely with the schools to identify those kind of problems with issues. But we haven't encountered that just yet.
Do you have enough buses and bus drivers to send backup, like you were mentioning, if there's ever an issue of overcapacity?
Currently, our bus fleet is readily available. The issue that we have is, of course, bus drivers. Our hiring process is a continuous announcement. So we're going through that phase. We just recently, like I said, hired 5 bus drivers. So they're being trained and putting on the routes, on our school bus routes. So it's a continuous hiring of our school bus drivers.
So you don't have enough bus drivers to handle this?
Well, currently, like I said, we have issues with retirement, resignation. So we're working on that every year. I mean, we just hired recently, so our issue is manpower.
Okay, so you don't have enough bus drivers.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that parents should know before they put their child on the school bus?
Yeah, just make sure they wear their masks, have their hand sanitizers, and follow the rules with the bus drivers, and we should be good.
Okay. Something else we wanted to talk to you about was an update on Marbo Cave. I know that DPW, they had issued that stop work order. What's the latest?
So the stop work order is still in place. I believe the contractor is working with EPA to address and make remedies on the conditions right now. So it's with EPA, but the stop work order is still in place with the contractor. There's no work happening right now.
Mm-hmm. And if you could kind of just take us back in terms of like the reasons why this stop work order was issued on DPW's part.
I believe they didn't follow the building permit plans on the ponding basin. So they addressed that and they had some comments on it, and that's why they put the stop work order on. It was based on the plans and designs.
Linda, can you tell us a little bit about the visiting structural engineers that are here to review the bridges on the island?
So that's we have a stewardship agreement with Federal Highway, and this is to address 57 bridges that is required on the stewardship agreement every 2 years. So the contract is awarded to SFM. So they would go out and do their structural assessment and notify us if any structural damage or needs rehabilitation or maintenance. So that's based on the stewardship agreement. So every 2 years, there's a contract issue for them to provide us some information on our bridges for load rating, structural, if it needs repairs and calculation of the bridge.
What's the next step after they finish their assessments?
So they submit their assessments and their reports and projects and what is the priority in the bridge for the local, which is us, to address immediate repairs or rehabilitation. They would provide that, and then DPW will go through the priority list to address.
Are there any bridges that you know of offhand that you guys have already kind of highlighted for repairs or need of structural?
So currently we had one, it's called Ahajan Bridge down at Mauricio in Arahan. We just addressed it yesterday. Last week we put some flow material in. So there's a load rating that we have an issue with. So they're going to complete the reviews on that. We merged the lanes. We put a cap on crossing the bridge. I think there's a load weight limit on it. So that's as far as I know. But once the report's in, they would provide us all the information on the 57 bridges.
Bree?
How long is that expected to take, this assessment?
Well, they're starting tomorrow. The 23rd. There'll be 5 days. We'll be going out to different bridges to include our highway maintenance for traffic controls. So hopefully the inspection will be done within a week. Of course, the reporting won't happen immediately, but we'll get the reports within 30 days.
All right. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you, Linda, so much.
No problem. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. It's 8 o'clock on the breeze. We're KUAM FM. I got Guam, and let's get ready to head over to KUAM TV, where the show will continue with our 8 o'clock newscast, and also coming up here, we'll talk with Guam Memorial Hospital.